We just had a beautiful sunset. Yeah, can't see. Hafachba v'hafachba dekula ba. This is great. I could use a mic wire while I speak with this earphones, so I don't need a fancy camera. So the Chazal are saying to us, what are they saying? Hafachba v'hafachba dekula ba. Earth science is a very young science. Digging in the earth and discovering lots of different materials for medicine, for chemistry, right? So what are they telling us with the earth science? What are the Chazal telling us? In the Torah, in the Gemara, in the literature, everything you need to know about the literature itself. So you won't be mystified. In the literature itself, you can gain a relationship with the text. This is very important. That when we in yeshiva, we be able to understand the text, have a relationship with the text, understand it. Even in Hasidus, they would say that Hasidim back in the day would be one with the Maimer. Today they read it, but they can't connect to it. The Chazal talk about different things, and they in the literature you could understand what is mythical, what's not meant to be literal. A galatzamis, what does it mean? A pile of. On Shavuos, I wanted to share the story, but never had a chance. On Shavuos, we went to. We started off in Sinai Temple. Me and a friend, and Sigal, who gave us the idea and the entry. She's a member. Rabbi Wolpe, I think he's the highest paid rabbi in America or in the world, but at least we could agree he's the most famous, right? Because many rabbis could get under the table donations. That we can't know. But he's the most famous. And he spoke about, he was giving a class, Rabbi Akiva, because the school is named Sinai Akiva. And of course, it was, about Rabbi Akiva, how he was, his teachings, his wisdom. And then he touched upon the Pardes. 4 went into the Pardes. Elisha ben Havayu, ben Azai. Forgot the 2 others, and love to be corrected. So, one destroyed the plants, meaning that it's a euphemism for he destroyed the tradition. He basically fried out. He left the fold. Rabbi Akiva nichnas b'shalom, yotze b'shalom. Oh, Rabbi Akiva was the most important part of the story. And he told more stories about Rabbi Akiva, especially he told the story about when he went home after many years in the yeshiva and he heard his wife saying he can go back. And then he went back. And of course this story is mythical. It's just a lesson. It makes no sense according to halacha, according to nature. It doesn't make any sense. So it would be wrong on all accounts if it were a literal story. And all the people in the community, in the congregation, were asking questions based on this. They were saying, what happened? Was he a monk? Couldn't his wife go with him to yeshiva? Any question that naturally comes up when you try to take a mythical story literally, like theater, right? Like watching a movie, and in the end you're asking, so what happened now? It's a movie, Meshuggah. So then after the questions, we asked Rabbi Wolpe what was the Pardes? What was it about? What happened? Pardes? What's going on there? And he used the opinion that he liked, which was they went into another realm, which doesn't answer the question. Just makes it for people who like magic. It works. So they went into another realm, and I said, haven't you heard of the opinion that they studied ancient Gnosticism and Greek philosophy? And this was a lesson about how dangerous it is to study outside learning. Remember, this is the word, outside learning. So what makes it inside learning is all you have to do is bring it in. Even the Lubavitch Rebbe used a lot of Christian apologists in his letters and his sichos. Everybody knows those who are educated know that he borrowed a lot from different apologists that he was reading, like evangelical Christianity, Protestant theologians, and so on and so forth. So the Rabbi Wolpe, who was supposed to be a modern rabbi, I mean, me growing up in yeshiva, I thought this is like, wow, this is the end of the world. And it's not. It's just a temple. It's a place for believers. It's not going to be fun. If you're a thinking person and you value every single day and you think life is about making new things and learning new things and doing better, you're not going to be comfortable in a place of believers. And one guy overheard the question, and my suggestion, maybe you would consider this opinion, which is most plausible. Wake up. And he tried to explain to me that you can't understand love and start with a whole, like, what is love? What is consciousness? What is the soul? And I was patient, actually, because I wanted to, because even though there are things that he could try to show me that I don't understand, which I understand that I don't understand, like consciousness and many things that are not now scientific, however, what he was trying to show, I could actually explain to him that, no way, it doesn't work, right? That's what's important. There's also a Hasidic story about Shmuel Munkis, when a man comes into his house at Talmid Chacham, and he asks him for accommodation, and all because of the Torah. So the people do this till today, not just what you called at that time misnagdim, but also Hasidim, and anyone can do that mistake, and it's foolish. But Shmuel Munkis tells him, puts him up and plays a game with him, and then he basically pretends he's a little cuckoo and comes to him and says, I wanted to kill you so I could have a tzaddik buried in the backyard. And it's a nice story. I told it at university and the students loved it. The point of the story is, Hafachba v'afachba the kulaba. Shmuel Munkis 200 years ago is giving us the tools to survive in the modern world today if we were to choose to be gullible and believers. And how? Because he said, this story, we heard it wrong, but he told it right. Shmuel Munkis and the story, whoever told it over, told it right, but we listened to it wrong. The story is not that a mesnagid came to his house, but a charlatan. Because you could have a mesnagid that's a erlich yid and means it be'emes, he believes it. And you could have a chassid that's a charlatan. So, same with the Christians, the story of Jesus being crucified like a thief. So instead of them taking the message that how cruel they would treat thieves and hang them and nail them, and lots of these people were just your regular nebach. Instead, they took it like, no, they treated our Savior like a thief. A chutzpah, they treated our Savior like a thief. So, they got the story wrong. Same, a lot of Chassidim hear the story, they don't get it. Shmuel Munkis is telling you that 200 years later, somebody's going to come and dress up and go, Bosi legani achoisi kala, the gula mitis vashlema, ide Mashiach tzidkenu, kol hashvin chavivin. Wake the fuck up! I'm giving you the tools, the critical thinking for survival. Everybody wants to know that their children will survive in the world and have the critical thinking and have the seichel to survive. So that's what they're trying to give us. And same for the Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe in Tanya, he's telling us, you don't have to believe everything that the people in my time believed. I'm giving you the critical thinking so you can outgrow it, and slowly, because it's not easy to pull it off like a Band-Aid. A lot of these beliefs are deeply held. How could you can't do it in a day. Where do I face? Hafachba v'afachba de kulaba. In the Chazal, they're not telling you that they're going to invent the microscope. They're not telling you that in the Gemara we're going to come to the theory of evolution and biology and breakthroughs in geology and physics and calculus. They're telling us that in Chazal you can listen to the conversations between them, and from there you can see that Elu ve'elu divrei Elokim chayim, and you can also make up a baba maaseh, but for the Shabbos table only. Don't make claims about reality and destroy people's lives. For science, you go to the scientist. For a medical question, you go to a medical professional, and so on and so forth. Thank you for watching.